And I believe we are connecting for the position of RevCom, right?
Yes.
Just a quick walkthrough. RevCom is actually a Japanese startup company who is into development of cloud-based services using voice and AI-enabled tools, right? So that's the important thing. They are currently looking for a senior backend engineer
Mm-hmm.
who would be, great with the given skill set. I'll walk you through the skill set later, and who's proficient with English as well as Japanese,
Okay.
right? The project is going to be 12 months with possibility to go quite longer than that as well. The reason being there are several projects which
Mm-hmm.
are going on, and they're looking to add strong backend engineers here. One to begin with, but there are I would say, more positions that they are going to hire for down the line.
Okay.
Okay. Along with me, I have my colleague Tommy here, who just joined. He's in tech SME with IQ. So, Tommy, I think we are pretty much good. You might want to get started.
Hi. So, as Mayur explained, we are looking for a backend developer,
Okay.
strong in REST API. So, can you tell me how would you fit in that? What is your expertise?
Okay. I'm working with Python about more than, I think, 5 years, and started with the Django and Django REST API. After that, that's 2 years about using a Django and REST API. I'm using a class-based, right? Using REST framework, Django REST framework for everything. And after that, about 2 years, I'm using GraphQL with Django also. So based on my experience, mostly working with the Django, and some of them is a full stack, some of them is a backend.
How many years of experience do you have professionally working as a developer?
More than, I think, more than 10, right? Because the first one, and I'm working as backend also, but using a PHP. Uh, the framework is what do you call it? The same time as CI, but not not CI. It's called Panada, but it's not. It's already not maintained anymore, and the what do you call it? The company changed into Laravel last month using a backend.
And, and recently, in the last, like you are using several years, you're focused on Python and Django.
Yes, mostly Python and Django, but also I also have exposure to the Streamlit one, because what do you call it? The company needs visualization for their data, mostly in part of finance, right? Finance part, because the company is a public consultant for the 6 months. So I'm working with Django and also Streamlit in there.
What would you say are the key components of the RESTful API?
Key component, right? Can you give me what we call it? A clue for this?
So, what is important key elements of any RESTful API? Like, what you need to have when you are developing?
For the RESTful API, we need what do you call it? The standard, right? You need a database, and also you need a model for that, and also for the API, you need a serializer in Django, right? You're using a serializer and also API and also view, if and also load the URL in base config. Depending on what you need, you also need maybe a filter for that. And yeah, mostly like the get, post, and put, patch, and delete. What do you call it? Delete actions. Yeah, you need to spread for that. And also, yeah, for filtering part, you can use a post, or maybe you can use a get, but what do you call, if you using query param will be showing in the URL some kind of that. Is
What
that
is the difference? Yeah. That's what I was looking for. Do you know what is the difference between a put and a patch methods?
yeah? Uh, I rarely use patch, but I forgot the put one is used for mostly editing part, right? The patch one is I forgetting the case, right? It's also almost the same, but mostly used in, if I'm not mistaken, right? Patch. That's a long time I used that. The patch is used for, what do you call it? Uh, yeah, I forgot about this. I don't know.
One put updates all the elements, patch only part of the
Oh yeah,
build.
yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
And when you need to respond from the server side, for example, what are the 500 status?
500 is meant a bad request, right? So something's wrong with a code maybe, or with your request. Yeah, mostly 500. If the something is crashed, they will give you 500, right? 500 is bad request, some kind of that.
And what is 401?
But one is I think redirected authentication, right? If you what do you call it? You are logging and not it cannot be logged. It needs a requirement authentication for that, right?
What are URIs in RESTful APIs?
URI
Mm-hmm.
in the response side. I'm sorry. URI is what do you call it? I forgot the but I can give you the case for this. Uh, some kind of response right for URI. Is it right?
And do you know what are the representations?
You mean? I'm sorry. What do you mean by representations?
The representations
For
define the
example,
format.
okay, for example, like there is a status, there is a message, and also there is a code. Like a
No,
response.
but the format, in which format the resource will be transmitted over the network.
Like a UDP or UTP, some kind of that.
Like JSON or XML.
I see. JSON or XML. I'm sorry. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Are you familiar with gRPC?
Yes, gRPC. Some kind of what do you call it? A communication protocol, right? For example, like you have a big application. For example, like what do you call it? E-commerce, and you have a product application, also authentication application, right? So, for example, like if you need communication between backend, you using gRPC for that. It can be one what do you call it? It can be a Django to Django, or maybe to another language, right? So they can say, oh, this person want to ask some product. Are they already been authenticated or not? They and the product server will ask using gRPC to another what do you call backend in authentication, some kind of that.
And where are usually gRPC used? In which kind of systems?
Um, if there is a what do you call it? If there is a need for communication between applications.
And what is like the biggest strength of the gRPC protocols?
Biggest rate.
Strength.
Mhm. Uh, I'm kind of what do you call it? Yeah, I'm kind of weak in this definition of how did I tell? Yeah, you can what do you call it? Yeah,
Have you worked with gRPC before, or you only know in theory?
I'm using a gRPC, but not for that's for a long time, right? It's some kind of like sending message from one what do you call it? Yeah, some kind of authentication for this. I'm using if there is no authentication, they will ask to another one, and in and the user will be copied in the uh, application because there is a lot of application that connected to each other. About three. So okay.
What was the biggest project that you worked on?
I'm working on VMware. So the VMware, I'm working in a Beyondsoft. It's some kind of subcontractor for VMware. So the problem is they have a application that's big. For example, like the use of this application is if you are have what do you call it? It's a compiler, right? So the user have a program that needs to be compiled, and they cannot do it in their laptop or their resource because it will takes a lot of times and resources. So they will upload the project, and the project will be compiled. The VMware will create like a VM in there to compile the project and give the compiled program back to the user. So the problem is they created using that's the old one, right? They created using Python 2.7 and also Django 1.11. So they need to change it into Python 3.8, last one, right? And Django 3.2. Yeah, there's a lot of what do you call it, a process in there because the VMware team they have a core team, right? The core team is taking a package from the open source, like they take Python 3.8. They need to what do you call it to make sure that it's secure to make the internal team use that. So I change it or upgrade it in there, and the problem is if after the upgrade one, uh, they the program is have a one process that hash the all the record for read and write to database, right? So the last one is we have a problem in there, and we have to change it into what do you call it using a blockchain, what do you call it blockchain interpreters to decode it for that. And the another part is the Jenkins ones is also outdated. So
But
okay,
I'm more interested, what is your role within the project? Like, how do you fit in and where do you fit in?
okay. Uh, the project is set by the VMware for what do you call it. So I taking three part in there. There is three applications, and I have what we call it a supervisor in there. That's the VMware teams. The what we call it the staff software in there, and he give it uh, she gave me instruction to how to run the Perforce and others like Grafana and how to uh, start the project, and also I give what do you call it my task is I change that applications and give the report to her, and also give the what do you call it uh, give something like suggestion maybe like and mostly is cross diffusion also, right? I also ask some of the another part because it's not only uh, the system is connected to another system, so I want to make sure that everything works fine after they upgraded, and also ask how to run that.
What is your title on that role? Job
Most
title?
okay. On job title is DevOps engineer in there because there are a lot of going to the back end because they're using the VMware doesn't want to use another cloud provider like AWS or GCP, right? They think that they are using their own platform. So mostly like Sandbox and Bazel, they use their own flow for that. So the flow is after the project is using a Docker in there, and after that there is some what do you call it, a script that run the project into the virtual machine in their path, and it will connect it to Jenkins, and the Jenkins will create what do you call it, create a Docker inside the VM and also run all the tests in there. And after that, it will be distributed using Kubernetes, using Helm. So I learned some what we call it, some part about Helm. And after if failed, it will send a message for the error one. If it's passed, it will send also the message for what do you call it, to the manager, some kind of that.
How come you worked as a DevOps engineer? Like this is something that you preferred, or was like opportunity, or
I think opportunity, right? Because uh, I don't know why, but the Sridevi or the staff engineer give me said, can you try to change the Jenkins once? And I tried to change the Jenkins once, and after that, he say, okay, that's a good one, and can you try to run it into Bazel for the what you call it, for compiled code for that. And after that, yeah, after it's all passed, and he said he give me another project for that.
have you ever worked as a manager?
Manager, yes, but not in company, mostly in freelance. Right, we have a team. I have also the team maybe. Um, Mostly not consists of more than five for the project.
And do you prefer to be like hands-on or stay like working then, or do you maybe see yourself in the future moving into some like team lead position or?
I prefer in hand-ons because when talking to a client, maybe a lot of times, a lot of times they talking about they need some part of technical part, right? For decision making, like some why we use this, why we not use this, some kind of that, and how we what do you call it? Uh, in this method, if compatible to all the developer, it can developer have some knowledge for this one, so you can estimate there is no you can give an estimation about that, some kind of that. Yeah, I prefer the hands-on part.
And have you worked on any automation deployment processes, like once you develop some services or REST API to automatically deploy them to the servers?
Yeah, one of them is what do you call it? Yeah, you can use a basic GitHub, right? There's some freelance part that use a basic GitHub. So you put the GitHub base in there, and after all the tests run, and you just push to development or production, and they will push the application to there. And also another one is using GitHub Actions, or in the GitLab using a GitLab action. But in Perforce, there is no such of things, right? So Perforce doesn't have some kind of automation in that part. So in some case, like in VMware, the automation part is do it in local and also do it by Jenkins for the automation part for the continuous integration and continuous development in there. Oh, I'm sorry. They also use a GitLab, but GitLab that hosts in their what do you call it, in their project, right? In their server. So the name is different for them.
And what is your Japanese proficiency?
I'm sorry. What is your
Uh, ja yeah, Japanese proficiency since the client is in Japan.
proficiency maybe a basic one. Yeah, I can hear, I can write. Maybe the writing part is I still learn it because there's a lot of what do you call it? I'm not good at kanji, right? And also, yeah, maybe hiragana and katakana. I can take that for that.
But you could you understand like Japanese when they would talk to you like or
Yeah, I can understand the basic part for that. And maybe like I hear a lot of what do you call it? Japanese fan talk, but I can reply it in English, or maybe I can search how to reply that.
all right, all right. That's all from me, Mayur.
Okay. Can I ask for something? For your point of view, right? You are a hiring manager, or you are a tech lead, or some kind of that. Right? What part that I lack of maybe, or maybe you can just give me a scope of this and this and this, and maybe you can talk to more structured way, or maybe you can, what do you call it? Yeah, you can see, right, where's my weakness, and you need to improve in this, you need to improve in this. Maybe you need to talk more detail about this project, like some kind of that.
You mean as a feedback based on the interview?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I can check. Means that there's no hard feeling. Like you can say as planned as you can. Like
No, but I mean, this is like very, very job specific interview. It doesn't like give the honest overview to be like about your overall
mm,
experience, right?
mm,
We
mm,
focused, I primarily focused on the requirement that
mm,
client is looking for. So, like on the RESTful applications, like complexity of your projects that you worked on, how would you be like maybe considered for the managerial role, and then experience in tech stack as Django, Docker, and CI/CD tools, right? So it's hard for me to give you like a full full feedback, like where you should improve or not, because like I can only reflect on this particular job and your particular fit, but not in general.
oh, I
If
see. I
that
see.
makes sense.
Okay, that does make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you.
Mhm. Okay, awesome. Well, Yasir, quickly wanted to understand about your current responsibilities and the projects that you have been working with. If you can quickly give us a walkthrough on that.
Yes.
Mhm.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that again?
Last, your last project that you worked upon uh, at
Okay.
Russell Parker Russell in Indonesia.
Yes.
Yeah,
So
so just want to understand very basic things about it, if you
okay.
can.
The problem is they are what do you call it? Public consultant, right? So the
Mm-hmm.
consultant, the accountant part is they count salary based on the project they work for, and also their what do you call it,
Mm-hmm.
their current level. Like, is their manager, is their associate manager, they have a senior one, senior two, senior three. They have a different paycheck for that. They have a different what do you call it, different rate for that, right? So
Mm-hmm.
uh, for the last 1 years, they just use what can we call bluntly like an Excel for generating whether
Mm-hmm.
this particular time that for example, like the John, maybe the John working, right, is it approvable by a supervisor or not, and they will accumulate all the worker that in that project, all the accountant that in the project, uh, is it over budget or some kind of that. So they need a system in there. So I create a system using a Django, right? Django for Django class one or Django for if I'm not forgot. And also the front end is using a few tree for that. So this project is most heavy on what do you call it? On the business logic because there's a lot of accounting part in there. So for the system, for the technical part, I'm using a Django 4 with the REST API, and also it what do you call it? In Django Cookie Cutter, you have they already included Docker that can run and give you a Redis in there, and also have a load balancer. If you hit with a lot of traffic, they will give you a different what do you call it, different URL for that. So that's sufficient for the company because the company doesn't want to put it in cloud, but they want to put in dedicated hosting. But the problem is the dedicated hosting is already been used for their mail. So if I go there and install SQL and others, it can break the system. And I already talked to the vendor about that. So the turnaround to make sure that it all works well. I also created SQL inside the Docker. So using Docker Compose for the SQL, and also using for Redis, and also using for Django Flower to see the what do you call it, the computation in Django, because there are scheduler that needs to run every day. For example, like in early days, like in 00, and also 2 hours after that, it needs to run it needs to run this report, and after 2 hours, it needs to run this report. So there are step zero, step one, two, step three, step four, until 6 o'clock. So in 6 o'clock in the ASEAN and Jakarta times, all the schedulers must be running well for that, right? And also I need to give because there is a problem with the segregation of what you call it of responsibility, right? Because there is several roles in there. Like every role has a different what do you call it? Different view, and also different responsibilities. Some of that can approve another timesheet, and some of them can't. And there's and one project there are four of the different what do you call it, person in charge. So there's I have a lot of conflict. So my suggestion is I will get a change log. So everything that change in Django has a signal in there. So I make sure that everything change in create, update, and delete will recorded by the by the system. But the database is different because we just need what we call it text based, not relation based, right? We need a text database, so I using NoSQL for that. But based on another part that another team, there are a few team, but mostly I take care of that to make sure that it can be hands on to them after after it's finished. I'm decided to use a very simple one like MongoDB Atlas, so it can you just can make a free no SQL in there. So the record in there. Okay.
Understood. Understood. Got
Okay.
it. And where exactly you are located in Indonesia?
In capital city of Jakarta, not far from there.
Okay, sounds good. And hope you are comfortable working the Japanese working hours, right?
Yes.
Okay, awesome, perfect then. I think I'm pretty much good. Yasir, if you have any questions for us, do let us know. You can reach out to Nida, you can reach out to me on LinkedIn as well,
Okay.
and we can help you out with further details.
Okay. What do you call it? How many teams in there, and what kind of specific project in there? You said that in the first time, but it's kind of fast, and I want to repeat that. So
Sure.
okay.
Yeah, definitely. So there are ample amount of projects that they are running through right now. Okay.
Okay.
They haven't given us a detailed inputs on, what sort of projects they are working on. But yes, someone who would be building REST API web services will be working with complex projects, uh, having all the documentations. You'll also be mentoring the team members and reviewing their code to assure that, okay, they are on track, right? And someone who speaks Japanese, because the client is Japanese, so that's what they would be looking for.
Okay, okay.
Right. We don't have detailed notes on what exact project they are working, but yeah, all their projects are mainly based on developing voice and AI enabled cloud services.
Oh, I see, I see. Okay, okay.
Yeah, and that's where they need someone who creates APIs and has a solid development experience with Python, Django, AWS, REST API. These are the main things that they are looking at.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
What kind of service that they use in OS? Like maybe
Sorry?
Elastic container, maybe ECS, or maybe
Um,
EC2.
Yeah, on the container sides, nothing specifically asked for, but yeah, CI/CD and GitHub and those things would work, but nothing specific on the containers.
Oh, I see.
Mostly Docker, yeah, mostly Docker. Um,
For the iOS service,
sorry,
for the iOS service part, the cloud service part.
it's AWS for
Yeah,
cloud.
AWS. I'm sorry, AWS. In here, you say iOS, right? I'm sorry, AWS.
Yeah,
For the
yeah,
AWS service,
yeah.
is
They
there?
are using AWS, and yeah, they would definitely look like to see someone who has used different services in AWS.
Oh, I
Like
see.
there are S3, EC2, EKS, right?
Okay,
Those
okay,
are the services that are there in AWS. But yeah, but we'll get some more insights on, once we have an interview request from the client, we can give you some more inputs there.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Perfect then. Apart from this, anything, Mohammed?
What is the next step, right, for this one?
Uh, Next step, it's quite simple. We would go ahead and represent your profile to the client. Okay, if there are any minor details that needs to be updated, we'll get back to you and we'll walk over it and update it and then send it out to the client.
Okay, okay.
There would be 3 rounds of interview from now onwards from the client.
Okay.
First round it's going to be with the global engineering manager. Second round of interview will be a coding exam via a skill check platform, that's Hiru, which the client is preferring. Okay. And then it would be like a final round with the CTO directly.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to be the process of the interview here.
So the first one is engineer manager. The second one, I'm sorry, can you repeat the second one? And the third one is with CTO. The second one?
Yeah. Second one is going to be a technical assessment. The one which the kind of assessment that you gave with us, same that would be on client platform.
Okay, okay. 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 That's good.
Yep.
Okay, okay. That's good.
Awesome then. Well, Nasir, thank you so much for your time, and we'll keep you posted for the further updates.
Okay, okay. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Awesome then.
Okay.
Thank you. Thanks so much, Nasir. You have a good one.
Have a good one.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye.